Start it over. In this video, we're going to take a look at my Lifestraw Universal. I've had this for, almost a year now. I've used it on a few trips, and we're going to go over my experiences with it and a couple other things. So stand by, let's check it out. What's going on? Another review video, and this one is kind of I don't know what to think of this one. So Lifestraw Universal. So basically what this is it's an on-the-go water filter. You got the filter itself, two different tops. One is like an inside thread for, I forget what make of bottle, like maybe it's Echo Vessel, I don't remember. But I don't have one of those. This one is the larger inside thread lid, all right? And this goes to a Nalgene, or something like it. The cap they give you does have a spot to grab onto it. So this cap fits both of these tops. So it doesn't matter which one you use, you got the same lid for it. And then you can attach a carabiner or whatever you want to that. And there is this little carbon filter here that goes into the top of the Lifestraw filter and just snaps in there. Now the idea behind this, especially as efficient as a Sawyer, you get about 4,000 liters of water usage through it. But I ran into a problem with mine. So this is just like a sports drink top, right? It doesn't actually do anything. It's just there so you're not trying to suck water through that. But if you look through it, you can see it's just an opening, right? There's no valve, there's nothing fancy going on there. There is a little, right here is an air hole so that it can breathe, which makes sense. You know, if you're gonna draw water out of a closed container, you gotta allow something back in, right? Like air. And then this just pops in. So it's a pretty simple configuration when it's put together. But the first time I used it, it worked great. We hiked along, when we came across waterfalls or some kind of water source, a spring or something like that, I just scooped it up with my Nalgene, put the filter in, continued upon my way. All right, just drank right from the Nalgene. It was great, super easy, super convenient. It's easy to scoop up water with an Nalgene because it's got the wide top and a hard side. So even if the water is a little shallow, you just gotta scoop the water up nice and easy, which is a huge advantage over like a bag system that isn't always so easy. If you've ever used a bag filter, you know what I'm talking about. It's hard to get water out of a shallow water source. So that made it a lot easier. So I used it for that first trip. That was 3 days I spent out. It worked fine. Beautiful, no problems. The second time I used it, I think was in June, on just an overnight trip. It worked fine, had no problems with it. Both times, I cleaned it the same way. I came home, I take it out of the Nalgene, I rinse it off real good, under running water. I put some water in the Nalgene, some clean water. I'd shake it up, take it out, rinse it. I do that a few times. Take the whole thing apart, let it dry, put it back in its bag, hang it in my little adventure closet back here behind the camera. I got all my gear. It's a nice, cool, dry spot, right? Exactly what I should do. The next couple times I use this, I use the Nalgene as a backup. Just kind of had this in the backpack. So this was in water, in my backpack for a day or two at the most, and then I do the same thing. Even if I didn't use it, I clean it out, rinse it, let it dry, hang it up, and it was good. That first weekend of September, I did the West Rim Trail with Dragon Roams, Skinny G Panda. We did that little section hike of the West Rim Trail out in the Grand Canyon, PA. I had this with me as a backup. We start hiking back out, and I tried drinking from this, and I could not draw any water through the filter whatsoever. I thought that maybe it was the little air hole at the top here. Maybe that was clogged. Opened it up, cleaned it out, made sure that was good. Air was flowing through it. Not the problem. Thought maybe it was that little carbon filter. So I popped that out and tried to draw water through it. It wouldn't draw water through. I actually loosened up the lid completely off the Nalgene so it was getting tons of air in there, and trying to draw water through, wouldn't draw water through. If I was relying on this for the day, I'd be in big trouble. I came home, I cleaned it out, did the same thing I usually do, let it sit, let it dry. Before I did this hike out to the section, this last sectional hike of the AT, I tried it again, and I tried and I tried and I tried, and it would not draw water through. So when I got back from the AT trip, I sent Lifestraw an email, and they sent me back a reply, and I'll show you what they told me to do, and we'll give that a try and see if it fixes it.
All right, so it took a couple days, but I sent the email over the weekend. I heard back from Lifestraw, and they said you should get about 4,000 liters through the Lifestraw Universal here. I didn't get that, so they said that shouldn't be happening. It shouldn't be blocked up. So what they suggested was taking the Lifestraw, removing the little carbon filter, which I've got right here, taking a bowl, filling it with water and bleach, which I've got right here, like they said, a few teaspoons of bleach to a bowl of water. It wasn't real specific. So I put some bleach and some water. Unfortunately, I don't have a bowl that's big enough to fit this. This is like 9 inches long. I don't have a bowl that size. I don't do a lot of baking or anything like that. So what I'm gonna do is I put the bleach water in this coffee can, and it fits it maybe 80% of the way. They said to leave it in there overnight. So what I'll do is I'll put it in here. I'm on my way to work here shortly, in like a half hour. I'll leave it in while I'm at work. When I come home, I'll flip it over. I'll let that sit overnight that way, and then we'll rinse it out tomorrow, and we'll see what it does. I'm not sure what that's going to do. Maybe it'll do something. So we'll kind of swish that around a little bit, get some bleachy goodness going around in this little filter, and then, like I said, when I come home from work, I'll flip it over, submerge that end, and leave it overnight, and we'll give it a shot tomorrow. Hopefully it works. It is the next day. I flipped this over last night when I got home from work. It's been soaking for probably 18 hours. 8 hours either way. So let's see what happens. We'll move it over to the sink, rinse it off, and see if it works.
Got the top for the Nalgene here. Right here. Let's put this back in. So it's seated in there properly. There's the air hole. Air hole's right there. So I'm going to try to draw water through this and see if it does anything. I didn't see any water flowing through it when I was rinsing it, so don't have high hopes, but I hope it works. Oh, too much bleach. Okay, let's try it again. I did get water through it before, so that's a good sign. Alright, well, it's working again. So that's good to know. I'm glad, because I do like the idea of this Lifestraw, carrying it with me. So if you've got a Lifestraw and it just seems to have stopped working, try soaking it in with probably a little less bleach than I used. They said like 2 or 3, or no, actually they said a few tablespoons or teaspoons of bleach for a bowl of water. It didn't specify how big of a bowl. And this is I used a coffee cup, a coffee can. You know, this is what, 11 ounces, and I only use maybe like 2 teaspoons of bleach, and that was a little too much. But I'll just keep soaking this in clean water. I'll shake it out and clean it. But yeah, it seems to work. So I'll keep an eye on it. And next trip I take, I'll bring this with me again to see if it works. And I'll let you know. But yeah, Lifestraw, their customer service came through with the fix for the filter. So very much appreciate it. And renews my faith in this thing. So as you can see, this now works. I still got to clean it, get the bleach out of there, because it was way more bleach than there should have been. But it cleaned it, so that's good. So I'm gonna let it sit like this for a couple. Yeah, that's not gonna work. For a couple hours, and then I'll draw the water out. I'll put fresh water in again. I'll rinse it and just try to get that bleach out. It was getting better last time I tried it. So thank you, Lifestraw, for replying back, giving me a solution to fix it. I was kind of down on this filter. My first attempt at this video, I was not happy with it. But now that it's been fixed, I decided I'd reshoot this. So yeah, I went from a thumbs down to a thumbs up on this. It is working. We'll see how long it stays working. So if the video helped you out or you liked it, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. And check me out on Instagram. I've got one of those too. I've got the Instagram. So check it out. I put up pictures from places where maybe I'm not doing videos. Maybe I'm just out for a day hike and I'm not shooting any video, but I'm taking pictures and behind the scenes things and stuff like that. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next.